All right, let's do the times. And white pupils have got even further behind in schools. Why don't they simply activate their privilege, Josh?
I know. White pupils have slipped further behind since COVID. This is an annual report, the Educational Policy Institute think tank. And what they've shown is that the attainment gap, this is two parts of the story, really, although the headline doesn't, is that poorer pupils and wealthier pupils has widened also in the last few years. You know, things were meant to be moving in the right direction, free school meals, which isn't just about the meals, you also get some other benefits as well. My family's been on free school meal, and you get more than that. There are pupil premiums that are paid to the school, which to help give them extra tutoring and whatnot. And I'm hoping with my next pay rise if I get one, to get out of the...
Your next one?
Next one.
I missed an email.
So that's part of it. But of course, this seems obvious. Of course, economic background is going to make a massive difference. Being able to pay for tutors, parents working 2 jobs, not being able to do their homework with their kids for whatever reason. The other thing that they're seeing is these quite large shifts between different ethnicities. So you've got China, which is just Chinese pupils absolutely smashing it and basically coming out of secondary school 2 years ahead of their white British classmates.
Yeah, and that's reflected in the workplace because the average Chinese person in Britain has a 30% higher salary than the average white person. So the thing is, Steve, this is just an incredibly unpopular issue. Who's going to run on, let's sort out white pupils? You know, you're going to get called all sorts of things because people don't want to face the reality of this. And I heard a lefty talking about this earlier on GB News and saying, well, it's not racial. But then what is it? Why are white people so far behind?
Part of it, I believe, is the attitude to education. I think some of it would be solved if we stopped, and this is the background I'm from, where you were mocked for liking learning stuff.
True, same.
Clever was an insult.
At school, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, if you got an upbringing like that,
you guys are
really
such dweebs.
No, we went to state school.
I was such a cool dude.
No, it's because we went to state school and you had to hide it. You were called a brainy and then bleep, and you had to hide it. I got a book out once that wasn't on the syllabus. I got so much abuse, I just put it away, never made that mistake again. Yeah. You pretended to be thick, which is obviously very hard for me, but I did it. Sorry, Steve, you just triggered me with that.
No, but I think we've been through the same experience then, where you have to try and hide. Look, there's social pressures. Some people smoke because of peer pressure. You have to act like you're stupid for social pressure, then of course it's going to impact your results. And yet maybe other backgrounds don't have that same attitude. Let's just change that. That's not necessarily that much of a controversial thing, is it? Just saying, be a bit proud of achieving something for once.
There was that thing, wasn't there, where someone tried to give an endowment to a school at one point and said, well, it should just be for the white people, and he was just got all sorts of abuse, because it's just a hard thing to sell. But that's the reality in this country now, but no one wants to talk about it. Whatever the cause is, no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah, but would that help? So just throwing money at this would just mean there's more money being thrown at people who think education isn't good. You need to just change that attitude. That doesn't require money, it requires something else.
Well, it's what's celebrated.
It's education, that's the problem. Yeah. But how do you get it?
But it's also what's celebrated within our culture is part of that as well.
Yeah.
So people, I would argue, sort of panellists on TV shows should be revered, I think.
Yes, great point.